Oh, this is so good if I can get it out. You know how we're supposed to go with the flow from within, right? Like as long as your mind and your heart are in alignment, there's no tug of war, right? You're just aligned. You're in agreement. You're healed. You can see clearly. How could I say all this? So you want to go with that flow. But there's resistance that is placed in your way. This is just so interesting how they're showing it. It's funny because we talk about how people have a God complex and they think it's their job and you're supposed to go with the flow of the universe. And yet, of course, per usual, they're showing it backwards. It's almost like, no, the universe puts in the resistance so that you can get in alignment with yourself, within. You can fight through all those battles, those illusions and delusions. And you can cut all the cords and the ties and the old beliefs and the confusion so that you can see clearly. And so showing it kind of like school like that, where you're held back until you can pass the test. But so there's so many people that just aren't aware that this is a very spiritual world that we live in. That in that there's laws of the universe. You know, if you understand it in those terms. Excuse me. And so all those people who are just bumbling around, clueless to that reality, are literally just bumbling around. They're not even in school to graduate. And so then, sorry, somebody just pulled into my driveway. Oh, they're just backing up, I think. And so then once you awaken to it, it can be a rocky road, and the more you get into it, it almost can get, it's like more jarring. Sorry, people are pulling in and out of my driveway. Just because you're up leveling, just because there's different levels and layers and whatnot, and then the test can get more challenging. All these things. But I thought it was just interesting because we're so used to hearing go with the flow, and meanwhile, the universe itself it's almost like causing the resistance for you, right? Like to slow you down so you can get in alignment with oneself, that you can recognize your power, that you can take ownership of your power so that you can utilize your power for you, for good. Because it is always happening for us. I'm loving how they're showing it. At the same time, I'm having a hard time verbalizing it because I recognize how they're showing it is clear, but it's also very backwards, opposite of what or how others tend to share it. And again, not that it's wrong. It's always just a matter of where you are, what stage of the game anyway. Many are so unaware completely, or they're new to it, or they've only been hearing about it or understanding it for 5 years or 10 years. It's like, oh, there's so many levels that continue to come. Okay, and so then they were also showing how it's, how do I say that? I don't know how to say it. They're showing, it's like it can be jarring. It's like if you're so stuck, incongruent, not aligned, if you're so stuck living in fear or fright, if you're still having those battles within, right, where you can't get yourself untangled from yourself, then you can go years and years and years not living, not being present. And we all fall in and out of that all the time, right? Like people can call that law of attraction. They can call it karma. They can call it all types of things. There's all types of dynamics at play that could explain that to you. And it's based on what your beliefs are, what your theories are, what your understandings are, or so many things. And so it's like you could Like, let's just use me. Like, you could wake up more at a later date, at a later age, and you could slip into upset that you're just recognizing it halfway through your life. And it's like, well, no, now you have half your life to have gained wisdom from, right? And now, knowing what you know now, you can move forward with so much more ease and joy and pleasure. It's just how you choose to look at it. There's something else right there they want me to say, but I don't know how to say it or how to give you an example. It might be the idea of, like, you know how people like will slip back in? It's like they'll wake up to these truths and then they slip back asleep almost out of fright. It's like they then choose to close their eyes. They choose to go back to sleep out of fright. It's like they get to the present moment and they don't have the courage to stay there. Or it's not even that. I just don't know how to say it. It's like, or they could sit and waste the rest of their life in remorse or regret. Yeah, that may be a good one. You know how, like, you'll hear about people who are in their 70s or 80s and all of a sudden decide they want to go back to school for this or that. They don't look at it like, oh, well, most people only live, like, say an 80-year-old does that. They don't look at it like, well, most people say you only live to 87, so why bother going back? I only have 7 years, and it'll take me 4 years to get through it, so I'll only get 3 years to enjoy what I've wanted to enjoy my whole life. You get 3 full years to enjoy what you've wanted to enjoy your whole life, and you're going to deny yourself those 3 years because you only have 7 years remaining. So you're going to live the 7 years remaining in the wishing coulda, woulda, shoulda? Or are you going to be the 80-year-old who's like, fuck, I forgot I wanted to do that. I'm going to go back to school and do that and enjoy those 3 years that I'm able to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all how you look at it. There's some people who, I guess it's kind of like lazy. We could see it as lazy. I mean, you could make many excuses for it, but I guess it were maybe the choice is they choose to sit around and not do it versus doing it. It's more enjoyable for them. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. This is why you have to decide. It's like I can feel I'm flavoring this one. Like, no, just get up and do it because then you could do it, versus, isn't it more painful to know you could have and didn't? But I don't know. That's just my flavoring. Somebody else is like, no, I enjoy it. Because remember, I was listening to that one comedian. His whole joke was like, no, I actually enjoy complaining. He indulges in it. He's like, no, I like that. I enjoy sitting in that. And it's really comical to hear that and to recognize that. And it's like, oh, no, that I get that. Like, sometimes that can be so good to vent, right? But then some people make a living out of it because that's what they really enjoy. But you have to make sure, if you're going to participate, that you really enjoy that too. Otherwise, you get stuck there and then you get angry that you got stuck there. They weren't stuck there. They went there. They found that as their destination, right? But you slipped into their vortex. There's a difference. And so you have to know it. There was so much more to this vision, and I can't see it all now. It did start off by showing the universe, like, putting up such resistance to slow me down. And in the nicest, kindest way. More like because of how I am, like always running into the fire. So it's like some of us need a tremendous amount of resistance so we can become more present. It's like we'll get so excited, we go charging in, and it's like, slow down. You're missing so much. You're not enjoying the moment, and you're not taking your time, and you're not making decisions as you go. You're going right there. It's kind of funny. They're showing it's kind of like the A to Z, which I really like. But then I'm fine going, okay, now let's go back and enjoy B, C, D. And it doesn't always work that way. So it's worth slowing down and enjoying and slowly deciding. And it's okay if you move through quickly, but you have to do it consciously. So if you get to B and you consciously are like, okay, I don't like this, then fine, move to C. But before, you didn't even know what B was. You jumped right to Z. I use it like that because you can put that blanket statement on so much. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there because they're starting to show some of the same stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.